Hangout is live. Hey. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Wholesale Real Estate Investing Show, number 276 by SAHA, here on a Wisdom Wednesday, July 27th, 2016. Sorry, I always have to look at the date. I don't even know what day it is half the time. Why? Well, because I don't have to be at a job for one, so I don't realize that today's Hump Day. it's it's Wisdom Wednesday, and it's just another day of another great day. It's the newest, best day of my life. So, yeah, I always have to look at that because I never know what day it is or what the date is or any of that stuff. How we doing today? Welcome. I'm hanging out in Phoenix. Where are you hanging out from? Why don't you guys get on the little keyboard there and type it in. Let me know where you're hanging out from. Give me your name. Ask me a question. Whatever you want to do. We'd like to know what's going on out there. So this is the Wholesale Real Estate Investing Show, and it's all about wholesale real estate success. And oftentimes, it's not what you think it's going to be. Today's one of those days, okay? Today, this is all about it's your success. Will you take it? What do I mean by that? It's your success, and will you take it? Well, basically what I mean is that do you believe that, life's going to happen to you? There's nothing you can do about it. It is what it is kind of a thing, that it doesn't really matter what you do. Certain things are just going to happen. Fate is going to run its course. That's you can't change. You can't change, what's laid out for you. What I mean by it's your success is that will you take it? Because if that's what you believe, that life is what it is, and you do what you do because of those thoughts, what you have is what you created. So it's not just fate and life that's happening to you. You're creating it. If you're thinking that there's nothing I can do about it, so because there's nothing I can do about it, I may as well not do this and I'll just do nothing. Well, that's going to create a specific result. Now, if you said there's nothing I can do about it, and if I do this, it's not going to make any difference, so I'm going to do nothing. Well, no, but I'm not going to do nothing either. I'm just going to do this because what the heck? I may as well do something, right? Do you think that would create a different result? Of course it would. So do you see? It's the action that you take. It's your action that creates whatever results you have. And the results that you have right now, your life, those are your results. You've created them. There's a thing called the process of manifestation. And, we all know that what we do, right, our actions are what creates our result. Makes sense, doesn't it? I mean, if I get up and go to work all week long, that will result in a paycheck on Friday, right? That's the action. If I take, I know what the result is that it's going to produce. You also know that if I choose not to get up every day and don't go to work, that at the end of the week, that's going to result in no paycheck, right? So we know those things. So which one are we going to choose to do? Well, why would we choose to do either one? Well, because we think that we need to get up and go to work so we can have a paycheck at the end of the week, so that I can have some money, so that I can, have a roof over my head and food on the table, so that I can survive. And that my only choice is to either do that or to not do that and not have the roof over my head and not have the food on the table and maybe not survive. And I want to survive, right? So what created that thought? What created that thought that I have to do this? Well, it's your programming. It's all the information that you've gotten your entire life that gives you that thought of this is what I have to do. But why do we choose? So the question then is, why do we go ahead and choose to have, outside of the fact that we want to survive, why do we choose to go ahead and go to work and get that payday? We choose to go ahead and go to work and get that payday because of the feeling that it's going to give us, right? We know that if we choose not to go to work and not to have that payday, that we're not going to feel very good because we're not going to have a house, so we're not going to be eating. So if we choose to go to work and get that paycheck, that at the end of the week we'll feel okay because we have the roof over our head and we can eat. So it's not really the money. It's not the result. It's not that paycheck at the end of the day that's driving you to go to work all week long, right? It's the feeling that you want to have. It's the feeling that I want to feel good. I want to have things in my life. I don't want to be a bum on the streets who's not eating. So it's the feeling that actually determines the action that you're going to take that's going to produce the results. Does that make sense to you guys? So what I'm saying to you here is, if you want to be a successful real estate investor, are you going to choose to do whatever it takes? In other words, are you going to, if it takes, if you've got, that if you do this, it's going to equal no real estate investor, but if you do this, it's going to equal real estate investor. Are you going to choose to do that? And why would you not choose to do that? Maybe because of what you think might tell you that, well, why should I do that? That's a bunch of baloney. That doesn't make any sense. That has nothing to do with real estate. Why am I going to waste my time doing that? You say, oh, this is what I have to do here, is I have to do this. Well, if you do that, it's going to create a result. If you do the other thing, it's going to create a different result, isn't it? But how do you know? You don't know. You don't know what you don't know. So which one are you supposed to choose? Which one are you actually basing your decision on what to do on? It's the feeling, right? The thought that you had gives you a feeling. The feeling is, that's baloney. This is important, right? That's the feeling you have. So if you follow the baloney feeling, or the feeling that you have basically is that, I feel like I have to do this. So I'm kind of confused myself a little bit here. That's okay. Hang with me. It'll come around. But anyway, so it's that feeling that chooses what you're going to do, and what you do is going to create that result. So even if doing whatever it takes means that you have to give something up, right? This is where the feelings come in, right? So let's say that doing what it takes to become a successful real estate investor means that I have to give something up. What am I going to have to give up? There's really two things you're probably going to end up having to give up if you truly want to be a successful real estate investor. You want to change your life from where you're at and become a successful real estate investor and have a different life. First of all, why do you want to do that? Because you want a different feeling, right? What I'm doing now isn't giving me the feeling that I want. It's not making me happy. I don't feel confident. I don't feel generous. I don't feel successful, right? I want to have those feelings. So that's why I want to become a successful real estate investor. Okay, now we know why you want to become a successful real estate investor. Are you going to do whatever it takes? Yes, I'm willing to do whatever it takes, right? Okay, what are you willing to give up? What do you mean, what am I willing to give up? I don't want to give anything up. I mean, I put a lot into building what I have. It's not a whole lot. It's not making me fully happy, but it is what it is. It is what I have. I don't want to lose that, so I don't want to give up any of that. Well, if you don't want to give up any of that, you're not going to be able to do something different that's going to give you a different result, are you? If you don't want to give up any of that, well, you have to keep doing the same thing in order to keep that, in order to maintain that, don't you? And if you keep doing the same thing, you're going to end up getting the same result. You're going to end up with the same feeling and the same thing. So you have to be able to be willing to give something up. So what kind of things are you going to give up? Like I said, number one, free time. You're going to have to be willing to give up your spare time or your free time. What does that mean? Well, at the end of the day, when you come home from work and you plop yourself down in front of the couch and turn on your favorite TV show, okay, you're going to have to give that up because you're going to need that time to do something different, right? If you continue coming home and sitting yourself in front of the television, you're going to end up with the same result. So you need to turn off the TV and do something different, like maybe read a book, watch a webinar, go to a class, whatever the case might be. You have to give something up and do something differently so you can start to generate a different result. What about golf or, the gym or, whatever sort of kind of something that you like to do? What about date night with the wife and the kids? Maybe that's something you have to give up for a little bit. What about poker night with the guys, right? What about just beers with the buddies at the bar? What about, girls' night out? What about spa day? Are you willing to give up those kinds of things so that you can take that time and do something different so that you can create a different result that's going to work its way back around and give you the feeling that you're after, that happiness, that success, that loving, generous, courageous, financial freedom, all those kinds of feelings. Those are the feelings you want, right? You're willing to give something up and do something different. That's what I mean by, will you choose to do whatever it takes? See, most people aren't willing to give up something. Like I said, I work so hard, I've got this. I don't want to give any of this up. Are you willing to give up, something that you spend your money on so that you can spend your money in a different place? A lot of things like that. So what's the other thing that you might have to give up? What if you have to give up people? What do you mean? What do you mean? I have to give up people? I can't give up people. People are people. People are part of my life. I can't give up people. You are going to have to give up. And the question is, are you going to be willing to do this? This is probably, you think giving up TV, golf, date night, beers with the buddies, or spa day, you think that's tough? Wait till you try to give up the negative people who try to tell you that you can't, or that it's not real, or that it doesn't work, or that you're a fool, or that, you're wasting your time. Wait till you try to give up that. Because in all honesty, those people you are going to have to give up. You're going to have to let them go. You're going to have to turn your back on them. You're going to have to not listen to them. You're going to have to not hear them laughing at you. And you're going to have to continue to give up that time that you spend with them that's not giving you the happiness feeling that you want, and do something differently in order to create a different result. It's going to give you the feeling you're looking for. So who are these negative people? Unfortunately, they're probably the people that are closest to you. They're the ones that are going to be your biggest opposition. They're the ones that are going to be laughing the loudest. They're the ones that are going to be calling you the worst names in the book. They're the ones that are going to be trying to keep you from moving on because they want you to stay right there with them. They don't want to lose you. They're going to do everything in their power to keep you right there. We're talking about coworkers, friends, neighbors, family, advisors. All of these people, pretty much everyone in your life. If you're not happy with where you're at in your life, why should you be happy with the people that are in it? Doesn't that make sense? It's said that your earning capacity will be that equal to the 5 people that you hang around most with. Take a look around. Who are the 5 people that you hang around most with? Are they coworkers, friends, family, neighbors, advisors? What kind of success do they have? Right? That's the other part of it. Your success will be equal to that of the 5 people closest to you as well, not just your earning power. So, are these 5 people that you hang around with, are they wildly more successful than you? Are they wildly less successful than you? I'll bet they're very much just as successful as you. I'll bet you all make pretty much right around the same amount of money. If that's not good enough for you, if you want more, are you going to get it? Are these people going to be able to help you get it? Are they going to be able to give you any advice or any information on what it's going to take for you to get it, on how you're going to get it? Do they know? Right? They're not going to be able to give you any of that because they themselves don't know. Right now, obviously, you don't know either. Otherwise, you'd have it. And those 5 people would be 5 different people probably. So what you have to be looking for is, okay, I need to know, who do I need to know from? Well, I don't need to know from these people because they don't know, because they don't have it. Because if they knew, they'd have it, right? I mean, it's just that simple. If they knew, they would have it, and they could tell you. And if they knew and they had it, and it was something you wanted, doesn't that mean that they would be up here when you're here? Pretty much, right? So if you want more out of this life, you need to look to the people who have more. You need to look to the people who have what you want, who are doing what you want, who are feeling what you want, right? You need to start hanging around with those people. You need to start asking them questions. You need to start, adding value to their lives, doing things for them, Hey, Joe, can you come help me move the piano tomorrow? The wife's got to get the dust bunnies out from underneath it. Sorry, Fred. No, I can't. I can't help you move the piano tomorrow. Oh, come on, man. What are you doing these days? Where have you been? I mean, gosh, you're hardly ever around anymore. We used to hang out all the time. Yada yada yada. You're gonna get that. It's exactly what you're gonna get. And you're gonna be like, look, Joe, I've got a meeting with a guy who's helping me to, make more money. Who's helping me to better my life. I got a guy who's helping me to, become a happier person and get the things out of this life that I want. I'm sorry I can't help you move your piano tomorrow and spend an hour bullshitting with you about shit I don't care about. That shit that ain't gonna, make a difference in my life. I want to go talk to this other person who can tell me about things that are going to make a difference in my life. You're welcome to come. Oh, yeah, go on, man. Go have your caucus with your rich friends. Right? That's kind of the way it works. And that's why it's your success. Will you take it? Will you step out of your comfort zone? Will you step out of the box that you're in right now? Will you step out of your safety net corridor, your comfort zone? Will you turn your back on the 5 people that are closest to you right now? And unfortunately, and this is the tough one, this is like the toughest of all, your spouse or your significant other, your boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, if they're not in the same direction with you, if they're not on board with the same concepts and ideas of wanting to improve and realizing that we have to go elsewhere to get that, to make that happen, they're going to be right there too, wanting to pull you back every step of the way. Where are you going? Get back here. You can't go do that. You know, where are you going? You've been gone every night of the week this week. Well, yeah, I've been meeting with people who are going to help me, create a better life for us. Oh, yeah, that's not happening. These are the kinds of things you're up against. But it is your success. And will you take it? How do you do that? Your strength has to come from your desire, from the feeling that you want this, for the feelings that create why you want this. All right? You need to go and do I have that? Oh, that's it. You need to ask yourself some serious questions, like, what is it that I want? How am I going to go about getting it? What's going to be the reason why I give up? Ask yourself that question right now. What's going to be the reason why I give up? Why I don't get what I actually want? Well, I'm going to go after it. What's going to be the reason why I give up on it? What's it going to take to keep me in the game, right? When I get to that feeling of wanting to get up, what's it going to take to keep me going? These are some tough questions, right? Here's the thing. Your thoughts and your words are real. Those are things. And when you put them in motion, they go out into the world and try to get what it is you want and bring it back to you. That's how it works, okay? So your thoughts especially are like wild animals, though. I mean, as soon as you have a thought, how many thoughts do you have in a day? And in how many seconds is that thought gone and another one's there? Your thoughts are like wild animals. They're boom, they're gone. They're gone. Thought, boom, gone. Boom, gone. Gotta go. Right? You need to harness those thoughts and at least train them. Let them. They're wild. You can't cage them, but they can go and they can come back and bring you the things that you need. Right? So how do you do that? Well, writing down your thoughts and ideas is one great way to sort of create that homing device within your thoughts. So if you write your thought down on paper, like I said, these 4 questions that I just asked you, answer these 4 questions. Answer them with feeling, right? As you're answering that question, what is it that I want out of life? Think about, okay, what is it that I want out of life? Why do I want it out of life? Because how is it gonna make me feel when I have this out of life? Okay. And you start writing what you want out of life and you're thinking about how it's gonna make you feel to have those things, you're like, I like this. When you're writing about, what it is that is, gonna cause me to quit and give up. When you're writing about that, think about the feelings. How bad is this gonna make me feel when I give up? Why would I what is this thing right here that's going to make me give up, and how bad is that going to make me feel good? How is that going to make me feel? These are important questions to write down because you're going to want to revisit them often, because those feelings that you want and or don't want, they're going to come and go. Sometimes they're going to come faintly and fade off and not a big deal, and sometimes they're going to hit you hard, especially when those wanting to quit feelings hit you hard. You're really going to want to quit. Right? That's when you need to go back to your writing of these words and read them again. You should just read them every day anyway, just to keep the momentum. But if you get away from it, you find yourself in that spot, you need to go, oh, you know what? Where's that paper? Where's those words I wrote down? Let me go see that again. And you read that. And as you're reading it, if you wrote it with emotion, as you read it, that emotion will come back to you. It'll reignite within you. And you start reading about why you want this and what you're going to do to get it. And you start feeling good about yourself. And then you start reading about what's going to make you give up. And you're going to be like, that's puny ass BS. Why would I let that make me give up? Right? And what's going to keep me in the game? What's going to keep me in the game is this. And that's what I'm going to do right now. Get back in the game and get back and get to feeling good again. It's all about the feelings. Like I said, and every time you pick up that paper and you read those thoughts, those wild animals that took off out into the jungle and the forest and the prairie and the savannah and wherever it is that they went, as soon as you pick up that paper, it's like, uh-oh, we got to get back. And as soon as you start reading, they all come flooding back to you. All those thoughts come rushing back to you. Reignite that feeling. Get you back on track and keep you going. It's your success. But will you take it? Right? Take it. When I say take it, I mean create it. Just as I said in the beginning, the process of manifestation. The action that you take is going to give you the results that you get, right? Is the results that you get going to give you the feeling that you want? Work from that premise, all right? So whenever you think of a thought, especially when you think of a thought that makes you feel bad, before you make that decision, go, whoa, hey, stop here a second. I don't want to feel bad about this. I don't want to feel angry about this. I don't want to feel sad, whatever it is, right? I don't want to feel bad about this. Now here's a whole other level. Now when you catch that feeling that you don't want, now you have to look at, wait a second, what's causing me to have this feeling? What am I thinking here, right? And so you're thinking, okay, well, I'm thinking this is why it's making me feel this way. So why am I thinking this way? What makes me think like that? Let me think back. Where did that come from? Now you got to go all the way back and figure out where this started. Figure out what it's all about. How did this thought come about? And maybe you find out that, you know what? The only reason I'm thinking that is because of what my dad said when I was 12. That's the only reason I'm thinking about this. It was never my idea. It was Dad's idea. Why do I have to think that way? I don't have to think that way. I don't have to think like Dad did just because Dad said that. What if I think a different way? What if I think instead of that, what if I think this? How does that make me feel? That makes me feel a whole lot better. Now that I feel better, I'm going to do this instead of doing that. I'm going to go forward instead of quitting. It's your success. Will you take it? Personal development, guys, is a big, big, huge thing. Everything that I'm talking about here, all this thinking and processing and feelings and decision making and actions and all of that is all personal development. What I mean by personal development is figuring out where all this stuff comes from and why you think the way you think and why you apply the feelings that it gives you to that cause those actions and give you those results. You have to go all the way back to the other side of the coin. You got to get into the back part of it. That's the personal development side. That's the understanding of how you think and why you think and changing that so that you think towards the things that you want. It's your success. Will you take it? Thank you guys for being here today. Like I said, this is a wholesale real estate investing show. What is that all about? Well, success is what you want out of wholesale real estate investing, isn't it? If you want success, that's the process. O universe, I ask not for more riches, but for more wisdom, with which to make better use of the riches given to me at birth, consisting of the power to control and direct my own mind. Do you understand the meaning of this statement? The power to control and direct my own mind to whatever end I desire. power to understand my thoughts and the feelings that are attached to them, control and direct my own mind so that I can make the right decisions to get me to the end that I desire. Everybody have a great day. We'll see you back here on Freedom Friday, and it's going to be another great